In the vast tapestry of spiritual wisdom that Paramahansa Yogananda gifted to the world, few teachings resonate as powerfully with seekers of both material and spiritual prosperity as his profound understanding of abundance consciousness. The great master, who brought the ancient science of Kriya Yoga to the West and authored the timeless classic autobiography of a yogi, understood that true abundance flows not from external circumstances, but from the infinite wellspring of divine consciousness that resides within each soul. Yogananda's approach to abundance was revolutionary in its simplicity yet profound in its depth. He recognized that the universe operates according to divine laws that govern both the material and spiritual realms, and that by aligning ourselves with these cosmic principles through specific practices, we can open the floodgates of unlimited prosperity in all areas of our lives. His teachings on abundance were never merely about accumulating wealth or material possessions, but rather about recognizing and manifesting the infinite nature of our true self, which is one with the divine. The practice that Yogananda prescribed for unlocking unlimited abundance centers around a sacred chant that, when performed with devotion and understanding for 7 consecutive days, creates a powerful vibrational shift in consciousness. This chant is not merely a collection of words or sounds, but a divine formula that works on multiple levels of being simultaneously. It operates through the principle of sound vibration, which Yogananda taught was the fundamental creative force of the universe, the same primordial sound that brought all creation into existence. The sacred chant that Yogananda recommended for abundance manifestation is Om Gam Ganpatye Namaha, Divine Mother, fill my life with thy infinite abundance. I am one with the inexhaustible source of all supply. Through thy grace, all my needs are met in perfect divine order. This powerful invocation combines ancient Sanskrit mantras with English affirmations, creating a bridge between the mystical traditions of the East and the practical needs of Western seekers. The opening phrase, Om Gam Ganpatye Namaha, is a traditional invocation to Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the deity associated with new beginnings and prosperity. Yogananda taught that by invoking Ganesha's blessings, we clear away the karmic and psychological obstacles that prevent abundance from flowing into our lives. The invocation to the Divine Mother represents Yogananda's deep understanding of the feminine aspect of the divine as the creative, nurturing force that manifests all forms in the universe. In the Hindu tradition, the Divine Mother is seen as Prakriti, the creative power that brings forth all material manifestation. By calling upon her grace, we align ourselves with the very source of all abundance and prosperity. The affirmation, I am one with the inexhaustible source of all supply, works to reprogram the subconscious mind, dissolving limiting beliefs about scarcity and lack that have been conditioned into our consciousness through lifetimes of material identification. Yogananda understood that our external circumstances are merely reflections of our internal state of consciousness, and by changing our fundamental beliefs about our relationship to abundance, we change the very fabric of our reality. The practice of this 7-day abundance chant should be approached with the same reverence and dedication that one would bring to any sacred spiritual practice. Yogananda emphasized that the power of any spiritual technique lies not merely in the mechanical repetition of words or actions, but in the depth of devotion, concentration, and faith that the practitioner brings to the practice. Each morning for 7 consecutive days, the seeker should rise before dawn, during the sacred hours that Yogananda called the time of divine communion. This period, typically between 4 o'clock and 6 0 am is when the veil between the material and spiritual worlds is thinnest and when the mind is most receptive to divine influence. The practitioner should find a quiet, clean space where they will not be disturbed, preferably facing east toward the rising sun, which symbolizes the dawn of new consciousness and the emergence of divine light. Before beginning the chant, it is essential to prepare the consciousness through a brief period of meditation and prayer. Yogananda taught that we should never approach any spiritual practice in a mechanical or casual manner, but should always first attune ourselves to the divine presence within. This preparation might include several deep, conscious breaths, a short prayer for guidance and receptivity, and a moment of silent communion with the Divine Mother or one's chosen form of the Divine. The chant itself should be repeated with deep feeling and concentration for a minimum of 108 times, though Yogananda often encouraged his students to continue until they felt a distinct shift in consciousness or a sense of divine communion. The number 108 is considered sacred in many Eastern traditions, representing the completion of a spiritual cycle and the alignment of individual consciousness with cosmic consciousness. As the practitioner repeats the chant, they should visualize golden light filling their entire being, radiating outward to encompass their home, their work, their relationships, and all areas of their life where they seek greater abundance. This visualization is not mere imagination, but a conscious direction of divine energy according to the practitioner's highest needs and aspirations. Yogananda taught that visualization combined with deep feeling and faith creates a powerful magnetic force that draws corresponding conditions into manifestation. Throughout the 7 days of practice, the seeker should maintain an attitude of grateful receptivity, recognizing that abundance may manifest in unexpected ways and forms. Yogananda often reminded his students that the Divine's ways of providing for our needs are infinitely more creative and comprehensive than our limited human understanding can conceive. Sometimes abundance comes in the form of money or material resources, but often it manifests as opportunities, relationships, insights, health, peace of mind, or spiritual experiences that are far more valuable than any material wealth. The scientific basis for this practice lies in Yogananda's understanding of the law of vibration and the power of concentrated thought and feeling to influence the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Modern quantum physics has begun to validate what ancient yogis have long understood, that consciousness is the fundamental creative force in the universe, and that by changing our consciousness, we can literally change our reality. During the 7-day period, practitioners often report remarkable synchronicities and manifestations that seem to defy conventional understanding of cause and effect. These experiences serve as confirmation that the practice is working on subtle levels of consciousness, aligning the individual's vibration with the frequency of abundance and prosperity. Yogananda taught that such experiences are not miraculous exceptions to natural law, but rather demonstrations of higher natural laws that operate when consciousness is properly attuned to divine principles. It is crucial to understand that this practice is not about manipulating the universe to fulfill selfish desires, but rather about aligning oneself with the divine will and recognizing that true abundance includes not only material prosperity but also spiritual wealth, loving relationships, good health, creative fulfillment, and service to others. Yogananda consistently taught that the highest form of abundance is the realization of our oneness with the divine, from which all other forms of prosperity naturally flow. The transformative power of this 7-day practice extends far beyond the immediate manifestation of material needs. Many practitioners report that the practice fundamentally shifts their relationship with money, work, and material possessions, helping them to see these not as ends in themselves but as tools for spiritual growth and service to others. This shift in consciousness often leads to greater creativity, more fulfilling work opportunities, and a natural magnetism that attracts prosperity in all its forms. Yogananda emphasized that the practice should be approached with complete faith and surrender to the divine will. Doubt and anxiety about results actually create resistance to the very abundance we seek to manifest. Instead, the practitioner should maintain an attitude of joyful expectancy, trusting that the Divine Mother knows exactly what we need and when we need it, and that her provision is always perfect and timely. The 7-day period is significant because it represents a complete cycle of spiritual transformation. In many mystical traditions, 7 is considered the number of completion and perfection, representing the full spectrum of consciousness from the material to the divine. By maintaining the practice for 7 consecutive days, the practitioner creates a sustained vibrational shift that can permanently alter their consciousness and their relationship with abundance. After completing the 7-day practice, many seekers find it beneficial to continue with a modified version of the chant as part of their daily spiritual routine. This ongoing practice helps to maintain the elevated consciousness achieved during the intensive 7-day period and continues to attract abundance in ever-expanding ways. The ultimate goal of this practice, as with all of Yogananda's teachings, is not merely the acquisition of material wealth but the realization of our true nature as infinite, divine beings who lack nothing because we are one with the source of all that exists. When this realization dawns in consciousness, abundance becomes not something we seek from outside ourselves, but something we recognize as our very essence, flowing naturally and effortlessly into every area of our lives. Through this sacred practice, countless seekers have discovered that true abundance is not about having more, but about recognizing the infinite wealth that already exists within the depths of their own divine nature. As Yogananda himself often said, "You are not a drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in each drop." When we truly understand and embody this truth, unlimited abundance becomes not just a possibility, but our natural state of being.